Now listen to the comments of the Minority Leader, Honorable Haruna Idris.
Mr. Speaker, let me first of all thank you for the leadership you have provided in supporting this House, the Parliament of Ghana, to demand an exact accountability from the Honorable Minister for Finance in pursuit of our primary role of exercising oversight. Mr. Speaker, how refreshing that when you go to the preamble of our Constitution, it emphasizes freedom, justice, probity, and accountability. Mr. Speaker, we are all holding the statement from the Honorable Minister for Finance. May I, with respect, Mr. Speaker, refer you to page 11, in particular paragraph 34 of the Honorable Minister of Finance statement. He states, and I quote, "Transfer of 1.5 billion to the statutory funds in line with the approved budget to enable them deliver on their mandate." Mr. Speaker, statutory funds, especially the common fund, is established by Article 252 of the Constitution as revenue-driven. How then can you use a loan for purpose of statutory funds? Since when have borrowing funds become revenue? Borrowing. That you would allocate 1.501 billion to statutory funds from borrowed amounts, when the Constitution requires that a percentage of total revenue, not a percentage of total borrowing, is dedicated to the statutory funds. Mr. Speaker, then in the same page, Mr. Speaker, same page 10, paragraph 33C, this is what the Minister for Finance has to say. The establishment of the Development Bank Ghana to address gaps in the Ghanaian credit market, especially the availability of medium and long-term finance for the private sector. Then, Mr. Speaker, my emphasis, a total of 853 million. Few days ago, the President was reported in the Ghanaian media on this particular matter. Mr. Speaker, same Minister of Finance statement, the amount of money he received from the European Union, which was meant for the purpose of establishing the Development Bank, Mr. Speaker, in the Minister's statement, page 4, I quote, is 504 million. So you have spent 800 million on the establishment of Development Bank, when you are also accounting for the EU only giving you 504 million. Yet the people of Ghana are aware that the Development Bank was established with seed money from the EU money of 853 million. We need the fine detail. Here you are providing for 504 million in your table, table 1, paragraph 9, whilst you are reporting 800 million, a discrepancy of almost 300 million Ghana cedis. And we want to know, even the Development Bank is now established that it's wholly established with statutory funds, even though we take note that this Parliament of Ghana was not given the opportunity to legislate on it, even with our sad experience of over 21 billion being spent on cleansing banks. You only needed Parliament to help you, to guide you in the establishment of new banks. We want reconciliation to it. Mr. Speaker, I'm also holding with me here message on the state of the nation by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, presented to this August House Wednesday, 30th March 2022 at Parliament House. And Mr. Speaker, I refer you to page 4, and I quote His Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, in all, data from the Ministry of Finance tells us that an amount of 17.7 billion or 4.6% of GDP has been spent in containing the pandemic since 2020. President of Ghana, 17.7 billion. Minister of Finance, 12 billion. who should we believe? Who should we believe? The president or the minister? 17 billion and 12 billion. Then, Mr. Speaker, who should we believe? Further, Mr. Speaker, the president also had this to say in the same page 4 of the State of the Nation address. It took an unbudgeted 1.9 billion to assure that our children and teaching staff went back to school. Mr. Speaker, President of Ghana, 1.9 billion. May I refer you to the Honorable Minister of Finance statement here, page 11, paragraph 36. The President says 1.9 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, the Minister is reporting 1.119 billion. Another discrepancy in page 36, and I read, an amount of 1,119,73 million was allocated for mass school reopening in January 2021. Yet the President says in his State of the Nation 1.9 billion, and you are giving us 1.1 billion. Another unexplained discrepancy. So, Mr. Speaker, for us, a probe and an open public inquiry into COVID expenditure beyond the headline numbers of the Minister of Finance is inevitable and an imperative. We are not looking for headline figures. I spent 12 billion. 12 billion on what? On what? We need the expenditure returns and expenditure details of every amount. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Atufonsin also raises the fundamental issue of accountability of the COVID Trust Fund, which is established by an act of Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, the reason we are asking for accountability, we know that beyond public-spirited individuals who were determined to support the president to save lives, we are not questioning that he needed to save lives, but save lives in the arena of probity and accountability. In that COVID Trust Fund, Mr. Speaker, we are told that the National Health Insurance Authority contributed 250,000, Ghana Stock Exchange 100,000, GMPC 1 million, Ghana Gas 1 million, Senate 500,000. These are all public funds that must be accounted for to the Parliament of Ghana. That is what we are demanding. So, Mr. Speaker, this is what makes the case for a public investigation, a public inquiry, whether it's ad hoc committee, it's a finance committee, it's a committee. We want an open public hearing on how COVID expenditure was done in the name of this republic. So, Mr. Speaker, I only can be commending you. Then I conclude, Mr. Speaker. And in concluding, for the record, Mr. Speaker, let's refer to program resources, Minister's Word, page 4. He provides in table 1. And Mr. Speaker, in table 1, he gives us where he got the resources from. Again, conspicuously missing in these resources, Mr. Speaker, in page 4. And I have the Hansard for 14th October 2020. And this was IFAD loan, Government of Republic of Ghana, represented by the Minister of Finance and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, for an amount of 20 million United States dollars to finance the implementation of the emergency support to rural livelihood and food systems exposed to COVID-19. First of all, we want to find out whether farmers actually benefited from this facility. Then whether or not this account, this $20 million, has been accounted for in the COVID resources. This is Parliamentary Hansard, 16th October 2020, Friday, unaccounted. So, Mr. Speaker, for us, I'll speak, let me do the tables, Mr. Speaker, then I can conclude. Mr. Speaker, page 4. The minister accounts for 19.3 billion 600 as program support received. Then, Mr. Speaker, when you come to expenditure on COVID-19, status update on COVID-19 expenditure, page 6, he accounts for 12 billion. Then the president accounts for 17.7 billion. So the Hausa people will say, "Couldn't ayabachi, couldn't." To which, where is the missing money? 17.7 billion against 12 billion, against 19 billion, against 12 billion. Where is the money? So this makes our case compelling for a probe and an investigation. Mr. Speaker, so once again, I should thank you for enabling this House to exercise true oversight. This is what the Ghanaian people expect you and this parliament to do, to hold ministers accountable, to protect the public purse by demanding accountability of COVID-related expenditure. The president says 17.7 billion. The minister says 12 billion. Yet he received 19 billion. Naskanu wine, the rest of the money we are demanding. So, Mr. Speaker, we demand that you refer the statement to a committee of parliament, whether it's an existing committee or a standing committee, to probe COVID expenditure beyond the headline numbers, and for this committee to demand expenditure returns, Mr. Speaker, so that we will be seen protecting the public purse. I rest my case. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.